everybody. Welcome to Real Talk with Chris and Travis. I'm Travis.
And I'm Chris.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
Hulk, smash that thing.
Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram and Real Talk with Chris and Travis. So, today, we're going to talk about why diversity matters.
Yes.
Because that's a big issue, man. It's a huge issue. And I never played football, but tackling is kind of my thing. I'm just saying. So we're going to tackle this issue. I guess you could say, one step at a time. I'm going to lead off. I think that diversity matters, number one, because, man, we all human. I mean, it's a big world. Everybody's included because God put us here on the earth, and if everybody's not included, then why did God put us on the earth if we're not included? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to throw no shade at nobody, but I'm just saying that if diversity is so important, in other words, if God wanted one particular race of people or one particular thing on the earth, he would have made us all the same, period. Just same mindset, same color, same whatever. But he didn't. Basically, you got to see the world as a big blue bowl full of Skittles. I mean, it's a whole bunch of different things going on in there.
I feel like diversity matters because, my walk through life is different than yours.
True.
And then our walk through life is different than everybody else's walk through life,
Right.
So that means we all have a different perspective on how we see things, different ideas on how to do things. So, that's why I feel like diversity matters, because everybody has great ideas on how to do different things, and if you're only looking at, you're not giving everyone a chance to give an input on things, you're missing out on things that could possibly take whatever you're doing to the next level.
Exactly, man. Everybody on the face of this planet, I don't care who you are, I don't care how you see life, we all are human beings that God made with multiple gifts, talents, abilities, all of that. Mm-hmm. And we all have something to contribute to make this world better. You know what I'm saying? So, from the job market to whatever else on the planet has groups, everybody needs to be included.
Yeah, it's like we talked about in previous videos, like as far as like these different buildings being handicap accessible, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like they don't really consult with individuals that are disabled to help with the plans for these different, buildings. I feel like the ADA makes different guidelines, and I'm pretty sure there's nobody with a disability helping with those different guidelines. So, that's why I feel like a lot of stuff, it doesn't really make sense, because they're not really giving equal opportunities to people.
And I'm glad that you touched on, what you said about you don't think that they have people with disabilities helping with the planning of these buildings and things like that. Mm-hmm. I think what they do is they base things off their own personal situation. So in other words, let's just say I'm a contractor, but I'm not, I don't have cerebral palsy. But one time, let's say I injured my leg and I had to use a cast to get around. Well, that person may say, when I injured my leg, I had an operation on it and I could walk on my leg, but I had to use armpit crutches, or I had to, have a boot on my leg, and it made it difficult for me to walk long distances. It made it difficult for me to walk up and down stairs. So what that person would do is say, based off that experience, is like, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll put one big step instead of a bunch of little ones, because when I had the boot, I was able to do it. See what I'm saying? So they don't feel like, in other words, what I'm saying is they may base the way they build their building off of their own personal experience, but your personal experience did not include a wheelchair. Your personal experience did not include, maybe having to lug around an oxygen tank, things like that. Or having to deal with somebody who may have a slight mental disability so they may have to have a little extra help getting around places.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your personal experience didn't include a walker. You know, so that's why I feel like, you know, most times when people are constructing these buildings, the companies that they're getting to do the work on putting in the handicap accessible stuff is just based off one person's personal experience.
They get these engineers and they probably just be like, you know what, this looks like a good spot for a ramp to be. And it's like, they don't really consult with somebody that actually has a disability that would say, nah, I think the ramp should go right here because it'll make it easier for someone with a disability or using a wheelchair to actually get in the building right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just feel like they just assume, you know, oh, it should go right here. I mean, I feel like the travel industry is a big one. Travel industry doesn't really, the accessibility as far as in that industry is terrible, you know.
I feel like the air travel especially needs to be more inclusive.
Yeah.
I hadn't been on too many planes. I've been on one flight my whole life, and the experience was overall good for me. But at the same time, like, my friend is in a wheelchair. How is the flight experience for him? You know, the air travel industry needs to be more inclusive. Period.
You gotta pray they don't destroy your wheelchair. I've heard of so many people getting their wheelchairs destroyed, like from different airlines. Man, every time I fly, I'm like, man, I hope my chair isn't broken.
And before everybody jump on our head about, well, that's what insurance is for, right?
You know how long it takes to get a new chair?
That's exactly my point.
These chairs cost thousands of dollars. So,
you know, I feel like when people make statements like that with me, the way I talk to them might make them upset, because when they make statements like, hey, you know, just talk to your insurance company and let them give you another one. I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you what. So if you go, you know, somewhere and you walking and something happens to where both your legs get hacked up pretty bad where you can't walk on them, and then I come along and I'm like, man, just talk to your doctor. They just make you some new legs. That doesn't benefit you at that moment. That doesn't benefit you for the next couple of weeks while you're waiting on a resolution with your legs.
Right.
You know, so I feel like, you know, when you're able-bodied, it's okay to question and talk to people that's disabled, but just kind of put yourself in that person's shoes. Would you want somebody to say certain things to you after something major kind of happens with them?
Yeah. Especially stop with the stereotypes too, man. Without actually talking to somebody with disability, you know, don't just automatically just stereotype that person without even knowing them.
Right, because every disabled person's situation is completely different from the next person.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, yeah, man, I know how you feel, because my cousin, he just like you. Well, he's not just like me. I know some people right now who they use the same kind of crutches I use to get around, but they could actually put their crutches down for hours and go like outside and walk around. Now, of course, they have to come back and pick their crutches up and, you know, use them for the rest of the day. But it's just the fact they can lay them down and actually move around for quite a while. I can't go outside without mine.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody's situation is different, you know.
But I mean, if you are, you know, without your crutches, you got to find creative ways to do things, you know what I'm saying? That's another reason why diversity matters. Because, I mean...
Did y'all see the transition on that, though?
Because, I mean, when you... Like, for me, I'm in a wheelchair. I got to find creative ways to do things because I can't use my legs, you know?
Right.
So, you have to find creative ways to do things when you don't have your crutches near you, you know?
Yep, you're absolutely right on that.
You know, so I feel like people with disabilities have very creative mindsets, you know, of coming up with ways to make things, I guess, more convenient for people. You know how the world always wants more convenience now? I feel like, you know, the disability community is overlooked when I feel like we have a lot of good ideas to contribute to make things better or easier.
And this is why the job industry needs us. This is exactly why the job industry needs us, because of that creative muscle. You know, that creative muscle, but y'all got to step back and get out the way.
Well, I mean, either
I'm saying once y'all hire us, don't, put so many stipulations on us to where the creativity in us is locked up because we know we can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't do.
I mean, it's either somebody lets you be creative, or they just make them feel the pressure of having to compete against you.
That's why I like having my own business. Because that's a whole different lane right there.
So it's either ask for a seat at the table or you build your own table.
Right. And let them feed off the scraps. I mean, all from a plate.
I mean, that's just anybody. You competing against a different business or whatever, not just the workforce or whatever.
And see, diversity is so big because, number one, the world is a big place, like I said before. But if you a small-minded thinker in a big place, you're going to get left behind. What one person won't do, the next one will. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by it.
Mm-hmm.
And this could go for job industries. This could go for relationships. Because there are some people who would like a person for their personality, but because they're disabled, they won't go forward in a relationship. It's like we just be friends because I don't see him or her in that way. And it's like, well, why not?
I mean, I feel like they say that because they don't understand. It's the unknown. So until you actually communicate and find out and see for yourself, then you're like, oh, just like everybody else.
I think they need to do like Frozen and step into the unknown. That's for all my people out there that got kids. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And also, when people talk about diversity, they only see it as a black and white thing. And it's way more than this. Black, white, Chinese, disabled, able-bodied,
male, female,
yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, I mean,
short, tall, skinny, fat. It's all of it.
It's all of it. It's not just a black and white thing, I feel like the disabled community is often overlooked when people are talking about diversity as well.
We are very beneficial people. You know what I mean? Collectively as a community, it's like, yeah, we may use medical devices, whether it's crutches, wheelchairs, walkers, whatever it is. But the thing is, because of the stuff we go through on a regular basis, for one, it's made us stronger. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the job market, I think that we would outwork an able-bodied person in the right situation. You follow what I'm saying on that?
Mm-hmm.
So if you know what I'm saying, if you take a disabled person and an able-bodied person and you put them in situations where the disabled person can function just like they can do the same job. Like I said with the call center, because there's no physicality to that job at all. I believe that the disabled person would outwork an able-bodied person because they got more to prove.
Yeah.
Simple. They got more to prove. The able-bodied person don't have to fight as hard to keep their job as a disabled person would. So they gonna work harder.
Hey, I was reading something, man. So tell me your opinion on this.
Okay.
I was reading something that said that everybody has a disability because we all have flaws.
That is a trash statement if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
And to whoever put out that statement, I'm not trying to throw no shade at you, but we all have flaws. Don't equal up to a disability at all, in my opinion.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I feel like a flaw doesn't make you
disabled.
I feel like that flaw you can change that flaw if you really want to.
Right.
Disabilities, you can't really change it. No matter how hard you want to.
Right. And that's my whole thing. When you have to use any kind of, I'm gonna say any kind of medical device in order for you to basically live life, that's not a flaw. That's something that's just with you until God changes your situation.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people say, well, I'm disabled too because I gotta take a pill to be able to manage in life. And my response to that was, okay, I for one, I didn't blow the person down. I ain't blow him out the water. I asked him, I said, well, okay, if you don't have this pill, what are you not able to do? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And his response was basically he can't focus unless he takes some type of medicine to help him focus. I'm like, but that's not a disability. Because what you want to focus on, you will, whether you're on medicine or not. Am I right or wrong? And I know everybody's different, but I'm just saying. You taking or not taking a pill doesn't prevent you from walking.
Right.
It doesn't prevent you from being able to lift heavy items or do simple tasks. Well, most simple tasks. But somebody like me or Travis, you know, somebody who may use a walker to get around because they don't have no other choice. Travis can't go anywhere without a wheelchair. I can't go in and out of certain places without using crutches. Because if I do, I'm going to fall and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so popping a pill, that's not a disability. And again, no shade to anybody who does have to take pills to maintain their life. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody who you can do without the medicine, you just choose not to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I mean, y'all drop a comment and let us know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, because diversity is a major thing.
Right.
It is. And we probably going to revisit this topic some more, I'm pretty sure. Even if it come up in other forms. But,
yeah, and diversity also includes, it should include the disabled community.
Right.
You know, I feel like we're always cut out the picture.
I feel like if you're not working toward inclusion, you're losing. I'm just...
Yeah, inclusion matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like what Chris said, if you're not working towards inclusion, you definitely are losing.
Because everybody got something to contribute.
Definitely. And I feel like a real business person would want to include everybody into expanding or growing their business, you know?
Because you're missing out on money.
Definitely. You go into business to make money, right?
Yeah.
You would think.
I mean, unless you're looking at business like a video game and you just playing with it.
I mean, like I said before, the disabled community is the largest minority community in the U.S. So
that means paper, y'all.
Yeah. But I mean, drop a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram at Real Talk with Chris and Travis. Also, don't forget that we do have an email address. You know, if y'all want to get some things off your chest, or y'all want to, ask us to talk about some other topics, that email address is realtalkwithchrisandtravis@yahoo.com.
Oh yeah, stay tuned.
And we'll be back next week with another video.
Peace.
We out.